Okay, so good morning. Let's continue on where we had left. Uh, it's about perception, and we are supposed to cover up on the the sutta, Kalahavivada sutta. Uh, in that section, what we are supposed to be covering is on the saññi, sañña, saññi, saññi, that one. Before we go there, the last section I wanted to talk about is on manyana. So in the Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta, if you have gone through it, there is a section which talks about this identification. That means I identify using something or the other. There is something to be identified, and when we identify whatever that thing is, then you need to symbolize it. And when you symbolize it, you need to note that symbol, but that is what helps us to come back in the sense that helps uh, us to experience. So before we forget everything or trying to get ourselves confused, we need to understand that in consciousness you have two parts of the same thing. One is there is this six senses which are ready to experience, and there is something to be experienced as an object. So the Vijnana now adds both of them. So then the experiencer has an experience. Otherwise, either the experiencer is not there or the experience is not there. So like seer and the seen. Okay, something similar on those lines. So this Vijnana job is to just connect and make things possible. But for that, you require, when I say you, the mind, and when we say the mind, is the perception, requires some symbolization. And to have a symbolization, you need to have you, in the sense, the mind needs to have a way to recognize. And the way to recognize is to have an identity. So in this sutta, that is in the uh, Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta, he talks like this: Asmiti bhikkhu manyametam अयम् अस्मीति मन्यतमेतं भविष्यन्ति मन्यतमेतं न भविष्यन्ति मन्यतमेतं रूपी भविष्यन्ति मन्यतमेतं अरूपी भविष्यन्ति मन्यतमेतं सन्नि भविष्यन्ति मन्यतमेतं असन्नि भविष्यन्ति मन्यतमेतं नेव सन्न्य न सन्न्य भविष्यन्ति मन्यतमेतं. And then he says manyatametam bhikkhu rogo manyatam gandho manyatam sallam sabba अन्यतमेतं त्वेव भिक्खु समतिक्कम muni santoti uchati. Now, the basis of everything, meaning if you take a thing that is being done, is you should have an interest to do it. So that means when we want to have an interest, we should have chanda. The chanda mulaka avuso sabbe dhamma. So when we want to have a concept, an object is a concept in the mind. It has to have an identity. Without an identity, you cannot create anything in the mind. And when that is created, it should have a symbol. So the saññi is just to identify and symbolize it. Sañña would be that it has both the experience and the experiencer. So when I have a saññi, it's the six senses ready to identify. and it should have manyata metam. And in the Mula Pariyaya Sutta, he talks about all 24 kinds of identity, which also has Nibbana. The Nibbana has to be conceptualized. That again is Manyana. So all 24, the last one is the Nibbana. So basically, when we conceptualize anything, it creates Piyarupa. So Kuto Pahuta Kalahavivada is relating to the Manyana identity. And that identity is when we have this concept of what is and what is not. So now when I say that I am that neva sañña na sañña ayatana, it's about conceptualizing something at a little bit level or at a seed level. So sañña vedeta nirodha is a stage when there is no manyana. In that no manyana, one is freed. So there is no saññi of it, not sañña of it. The saññi itself is not there. So if I were to go through this Kalahavivada Sutta, hold on for a second. Let me open that up. So we first go to that section where we wanted. Na san na sanya sanni na visanya sanni nopi asanni na vibhuta sanni evam sametasya vibhoti rupam sanya nidana hi papancha sankha. This particular verse is very important in terms of manyana and also in terms of the sañña. Okay. Now, how do we think? Before that is a question. Katham sametasya vibhoti rupam sukham dukkham chapi katham vibhoti etam me pabruhi yatha vibhoti tam janiyamati me mano ahu. So he's asking, how does the form get disappeared? Because the phassa don't strike. Previous to that talks about the phassa, where Buddha says that, if I could read that out, namancha rupancha paticcha passo ichha nidanani parighani ichhaya santya na mamattamatti rupe vibhute na pussanti phassa. So one of the misunderstanding what we might get intellectually, because we are conceptualizing Dhamma, is that when we say rupa, arupa means removing of the rupa. That means the rupa is not there. It's not that meaning. In the arupa, the rupa is there but cannot be experienced. Meaning, when I am in neva sanyana sanyayatana, or if I am established in akinchayatana, or if I am established in the vinyananchayatana, or if I am established in akashanchayatana, what it means is that I have not given up the rupa. The rupa is something which is non-experiential now. What it means, the perceiver, that is the sight, the eyes and the ears and nose and tongue and the body and the mind, perceiver cannot perceive rupa. Yes, Sachin.
Oh, you mean Rupa Sanya? I have heard that is dropped, right?
Yes, Rupa Sanya is dropped. When we say dropped, it cannot be experienced. So we need to understand it's not, it's about experiencing. You can't experience. You means the eyes cannot experience the Rupa, the ears cannot experience the Rupa, the nose cannot experience the Rupa, the tongue cannot experience the Rupa, body cannot experience the Rupa, the mind cannot experience Rupa. It doesn't mean that Rupa doesn't exist at all. Rupa is implicit in the Arupa. Okay. Now, what it really means, what is that? It really means as an experience. When I say cannot be experienced or experienced, what are we trying to talk about? In the six senses, when the consciousness connects the object, it cannot connect the Rupa. So, the six senses now are devoid of Rupa. In the Chula Shunyata Sutta also, that is how it is explained. So, what is given up and what is existing? What is given up and what is existing? So, in the mind, when we say the mind, it is having perception and feeling. You cannot feel the Rupa, nor you can feel, nor you have a perception of the Rupa. In that way, it seems that there is no Rupa. So, the mind or the chitta, better word to use, get established there. So when the Rupa is when the chitta is established there, as long as it can stay in that, meaning as long as I can, the I here is the experiencer, can stay in that, in where? Let's say in Akashanchayatana. So the ayatana, the field, is having only the Akasha. It doesn't have any other thing except that. Till when? Till it gets into anicca, because it can't hold it. Then slowly the form starts to come. Noticing that the Akasanchayatana is going, now the meditator moves on to the Vinyananchayatana. So now he can see, in the sense, he can understand the consciousness in all the six senses as arising and passing. Namarupa Samudayo, Vinyana Samudayo, Namarupa Nirodho, Vinyana Nirodho. So that he will experience in this Vinyananchayatana. Everything is Vinyana. Okay. I mean, everything is animated through Vinyana. So that fading away, so when it is written fading away, it means that it's getting into anicca and getting into viparinama dhamma. He will give up that, he will drop that and move into akinchayatana. What it really means is that you just see the reflection, there is no reflector, it's the reflection, and there is nothing to hold. That is far more profound experience than the Vinyananchayatana. And it's far more profound experience than the Akashanchayatana. That is far more experiential than the fourth jhana. That is far more experiential than the third jhana. Far more experiential than the second jhana. Far more experiential than the first jhana. Far more experiential than the sense enjoyment. When we are, or when the person is experiencing a kinchayatana, there's nothing in the ayatana. So it's like an empty village where it seems to be people going inside that village, taking something and coming out, but it's empty. Nothing out there. There's a sutta which Buddha explains about that empty village. That's what you would experience. You means what? I would experience, not I as a person, EYEI as a person experiences just nothing. Here experiences nothing. Yes, you go ahead.
I have a question.
Sure.
Understanding what is the difference between the rupa being not there versus it cannot be experienced. So let's say an arahat, like said in the Bahia uh, case, right? In seeing, there's only seeing, in hearing, there's only hearing. So in Bahia's case, he can see rupa in the sense that there's a form, like a physical form there, but there's no, perception of it. Is that what you mean by it can be, the rupa is there, but it cannot be experienced?
I'll give you a beautiful simile. Maybe you can understand that. You have a rear view mirror in your car. Are you experiencing those rupa? They are coming on the screen, but you are not bothered about it. That is what is the meaning of dite mattan. Sute sute mattan. Mute mute mattan. Vinyate vinyate mattan. You take the vinyata. You are cognizing the objects coming on the screen. Right? There is a car going, there is a car coming, there is some road being constructed, there is some detour, then there is some exit and all that. Are you getting worked up on all of that? Or just driving your car? Neither you are possessing them. You're saying, this one I want, this one I want, this one I want. And that is the state of an arhat, like a rear view mirror of a car. Yes.
I guess a regular person could be grasping on what is shown in the rear view mirror, but you're asking to imagine that it's just passing without grasping. That would be the arhat experience.
Yes. So he sees it, but he is not enamored by that. He hears it, but not enamored by that. Let's say I see a Taco Bell board. Immediately I feel hungry. Right? So I take an exit and get into Taco Bell. Or I see a Walmart. Or I see Best Buy. Or I see something and it draws my attention. That is not there in an arhat. It's like seeing everything as appearing in the rear view mirror. In fact, that is what the Akinchayatana is all about. We are going beyond the Neva Sanyana Sanyayatana. When you ask this question, in the Bahia case, that's what it is. That he was able to experience the Neva Sanyana Sanyayatana all the time, Bahia. And he required a little bit of modification. The Buddha told him, looking at his way, he is understood that he can withdraw. So he wanted him to remove the perception, the last perception. So he said, dite dite mattam, because the perception here is, I am seeing. Sute sute mattam, oh, I am hearing. Mute mute mattam, mute has three things. One is the taste, one is the smell, and one is a touch. That is body touch. So the three, yes.
So I guess in your example, when there's two mirrors, the consciousness is a mirror reflection on the experiencer and the experienced.
Right.
When Bahia hears that, that distinction goes away, and there's
Yes.
become.
So there is no distinction. Yes, Vishnu, go ahead.
No, actually, what I understand, like the water drops in the lotus leaf.
Yes,
Water
that's another
drops,
example
but
you
there
can
is
take.
no any mark remains there, right?
Right.
Means we are not involving on that. We are watching like tatastha bhav se, not bhukta bhav.
Right. Absolutely.
Just the water drops over the leaf of the lotus leaf. No marks remain there. Just drops, disappears, passes away.
Yes. So if
We are
you
not attached with that. That means we just see that, but we are not attached with that.
correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So that's a very good simile from the Vedanta. If you look in the Vedanta books, that's the simile what they give. You have a lotus and you have a leaf, and the water droplet is on the leaf. So you be like that water droplet, which has got nothing to do with anything. But when the water droplet is there, it looks so real. Yes, Ari, you wanted to say something?
No,
Yeah.
I was just agreeing. I
See,
mean,
dithe mattam is actually applied to all, but the subtlety of dithe mattam increases when you go subtle and subtle.
Yes, absolutely. So the dite mattam, you can use it from the first jhana onwards and ultimately to the sañña vedeta nirodha. Okay, so the best example I could give for myself is whatever we call it as a witness consciousness or a sakshi bhava or whatever. That is what is the meaning of vinyanam anidasanam anantam sabbato pabham. That is, it's unmanifested. So the vinyana has got nothing to do with manifestation of anything whatsoever. It doesn't manifest. Now, how does it not manifest? It's like a rear view mirror. Objects are appearing there, but you have no interest in that to possess those objects. And that's a practice we can do. This, what I'm doing as a camera. I can't possess the person sitting in that camera. Okay. It can't. I can't. Why? Can I take it? Can I start thinking, it looks so nice, he looks so nice, I want him? This is exactly the problem with narcissist or narcissist. When we say narcissist, that Greek prince fell in love with himself because the reflector and the reflection is just a reflection. But this consciousness has fallen in love with the reflection. It doesn't want to let go of the reflection. And when it doesn't want to let go of the reflection, the anicca nature is not seen. It sees it's a nicca nature. When it sees the nicca nature, it always sees a sukha. So when it is sees a sukha, it sees itself as a atta, I am. And if it is seeing as atta, it is always subha, that is auspicious. So when it sees itself like this, bending and seeing it, it sees the reflection and say that, there I am. I am there, you are here. So I somehow have to possess it. This possession, I am, you are. Yes, very good.
I guess I was just thinking, in reality, what you're seeing as real is no different than what's seen in the reflection, like narcissist sees it.
Yes, absolutely.
As empty as that.
Yes, exactly. So he fell in love with that mirror reflection or the river reflection or a pond reflection. And he didn't wanted to let go of it. He didn't even eat because he felt if he were to eat or go out, that person will go away. So he didn't wanted it. So for days together, he started staring at his own image and then he died. And that's exactly what we are doing. We are staring at our own image, thinking that I am real. Because it gives a reality experience. So consciousness job is to provide a reality experience. That's the reason in the Pena Pindupama Sutta he talks about the Maya Upamancha Vinyanam Desita Ditta Bandhuna. Why he uses that simile is because it's a magician. It does double acting. It itself is everything, but it is in search of something. It requires something to get established. So it requires Patavi, it requires Apo, it requires Tejo, it requires Vayu. Get established. So Yatta Patavi cha Apo cha Tejo na Vayu na Gadhati. That means don't let it get established. If these four are not established, then the Dhigancha Rasancha Anuthula Subha Asubham is not getting established. That is, in the mirror, if I'm just watching a mirror, there comes no reflection. It's a vacant gaze. If there is a vacant gaze, objects come on the mirror and goes away. And hence it is Vinyanam Anidasanam. There is nothing which is getting printed on that. On the screen, what is getting printed? Nothing. If this body goes away, the chair is seen. If the chair goes away, the bed is seen. If the bed goes away, the wall is seen. If the wall goes away, something else is seen. If that goes away, then the sky is seen. If the sky goes away, then what happens? Nothing is seen in that. Nothing is worth taking. So there is another thing in where Buddha talks to Sakka. He says, E Dhamma Nalam Abhinivesaya. There is not even a thing which is worth taking. You can't, I'm wearing this garb. The Vijnana is wearing this garb. This garb in the sense, this dress, head hairs and body hairs and skin and flesh and all that is a garb on the consciousness. It has got nothing to do with it. It neither celebrates with the growth of the hair, nor it cries by the hair not being there. It neither celebrates being a fair person, nor it cries being a dark person. It neither celebrates for being a tall person, nor it frets being a short person. It neither celebrates for being an young person as opposed to the old person. Because there are concepts associated, the saññi, and because of that saññi, there is a struggle. The struggle is to get involved. I need. So the reflector wanting to marry the reflection, no matter how much it tries, it will not get it. How much ever. So each human being I'm interacting is a reflection of me. So how can I possess? Each animal I am trying to meet is a reflection of me. How can I possess? Each house I am seeing is just a reflection of this house. How can I possess? And in a way, there is no house because it's a concept. It's only Patavi Apo Tejo Vayu. I call it as a house. So you are entering a house means you are entering into a concept. And now when you get into the concept, the saññi happens. So the experiencer is there all the time, ready to experience. Consciousness job is to give you that experience. Whatever you have perception, you will have experience. How should I get into the purest of consciousness? Through the perception. The perception not being there, feeling also goes away. I feel because I perceive. I perceive because I feel. Because in circles. And because I feel and perceive, I cognize. So the Vijnana job is to give you that cognitive ability. You think your villas? Okay, here it is, take it. I am in Bangalore. Oh, is it? Okay, take it. This is Bangalore for you. I'm an Indian. Is it? Okay, take it. You're an Indian. I want to be in America. Oh, is it? Okay, try. Go to America. Yes, are you?
A small clarification. So I remember previously you said that the difference between the eighth jhana, neva sañña, na saññayatana, versus the ninth jhana is that there's still feeling left. And now you're also saying you should remove the perception. So I wonder the difference between the two is that both in
It is
feeling.
a circular relationship, are you? You have feeling, you have perception. Perception feeds into the feeling, and feeling goes into perception. So if you look at the Paticca Samutpada cycle, it goes double way. It's a double binding. Each link is a double bounded, right? So avidya pachaya sankhara feeds into avidya. So then you have sankhara pachaya avidya pachaya sankhara, like that. So when it comes to the feeling, right, there is no special thing as perception in the Paticca Samutpada. So salaytana phassa pachaya vedana, vedana pachaya tanha. In between the vedana and the tanha lies this perception. Without perceiving, you cannot feel. Without feeling, you cannot perceive. So if you can cut, one second, if you can cut the feeling, which is what the Vipassana Research Institute found, Ubakin, is that stop feeling, stop reacting to the feeling. So if it's something is coming here and you want to scratch, don't scratch. Watch. Watch. It's painful. Yes, watch it. It's okay. You watch it. You watch it. You watch it. It drops perception. Okay? And that's the reason they make you sit for long hours. They are not wrong. They are right. If you take from the feeling, so the sensation, so they went by the sensation view. The body has sensation. So why don't you attack the sensation? Not reacting to it. See, the objective is what? Watching. Like the screen, I'm watching. Why can't I watch? Yes, watch. Theoretically, yes. Practically, okay, here is the course. First, you make your consciousness only to this area or to this area. Can you sit like that for 4 days? Try. That's not easy. So that's very easy. So you get two of these options. Whatever, that's perception. I don't want to perceive. I want to try it out. Okay, sit. Watch the breath coming and going in this nostril. That's it. Okay, yes, sir, I've got it. Okay, good. Now you expand it from here, start going here, like that. You start watching the sensation coming on your head, then make like a patch on seeing. Okay, I'm observing this portion of this portion of this portion, but in the meanwhile, there is some sensation appearing here. No, cannot go and scratch it or do anything with it. You have to complete everything till the leg. Then from top of the leg, coming. By the time you come here, this gone. So now you can see the nature. What's the nature? It doesn't stay. Arise, has passed away. It's a beautiful experience. So for the next 4 days, or rather 5 days, I am involved with just watching the sensation as they arise, as they pass away, as they arise and they pass away. So then I know it is uppada. He says the arising. Iti, pain, bhanga. It is going away. There's nothing wrong with that approach. The VRI approach. Absolutely excellent, marvelous. But little bit of modification, you can get into the totality of it. But it's good. So why? Feeling creates perception, and perception creates feeling. I'm perceiving that there is some sensation here, like a biting sensation. There's a perception of that sensation, and because of that, there is feeling. Painful feeling, or scratching feeling, or heat feeling, or some feeling is appearing because there is a perception of that heat or some biting or something. If there were no feeling, perception of that, how will you feel? Or other way around, when you're feeling, you'll perceive that. So to cut the feeling, you have to cut the perception. To cut the perception, you have to cut the feeling. So what Upakin did through Sayadaw, Sayadaw knew many things. So he gave to Upakin one technique which doesn't require any great deal of Dhamma. It doesn't require. Just watch this much. You don't have to know anything about Dhamma. You have to only know the Sila, the 5 Sila. So this is for the lay followers. 5 Sila. Establish a Sila. Sit in Samadhi for the next 9 days. Last day, Metta, over. It's a beautiful thing. You want to do a 20-day retreat? Almost the same, but little bit of different. I do a 30-day retreat or 45 days or 60 days or whatever number of days you want to do, you can do. Now you have a beautiful framework, and it can be done by anyone. Those people who know Dhamma can do it much better. Those people who don't know Dhamma don't have to worry about it, because ultimately it's all about watching. See, all that we are trying to say is what? You need to be a witness. The saññi is not the witnesser. The saññi is the experiencer. It's not a witnesser. If there is a saññi, that person is looking for what? Experience, which is the six sense objects. So how VRI did it is to bring the sensation into the forefront. Because teaching this much of Dhamma is, people will understand, people will not understand. And how would they practice? Instead of creating so much of knowledge base, they said, forget all that. You come to us, you sit and watch. Sensation arising on your body. Don't react to it. Sir, it's paining like crazy. Yes, it will pain. Watch the pain. It would look crazy. Boss, I'm going and asking you, it's a pain, so what I should do? Don't do anything, just watch. Because pain is by itself a perception. And if there is perception, there is feeling. If you don't feel, there's no perception. And when you are going into deep sleep state, you don't have pain because you don't have perception. Right? Why? The six senses have withdrawn. Six sense bases are not able to come into the six sense doors. So the six sense doors are closed. Where is perception and feeling now? Even if a huge spider would bite you and go, or a mosquito would bite you and go, or whatever bites you and go, you can't even know it that something has bitten you. Why? Six senses, one sense, I. Chakkuncha paticca rupecha upajati chakku vinyanam. There is no chakku vinyana at all. So the chakku remains as chakku, and the object remains as object. There is no manifestation. There is no directing of the consciousness. Anidasana has happened. That's it. But we don't feel anything in the night. And we feel blissful when we wake up. Why? Because mind is not there. The feeling and perception is not there. So that is the reason the ninth jhana is sañña vedeta nirodha. It is not vedana sañña nirodha. Sañña vedeta nirodha because the food is vedana through phassa. When you remove the phassa, there is no vedana. If there is no vedana, there is no sañña. But sañña by itself has everything. So to cut the sañña, you cut the vedana. So that's a cycle. So here the question asked is,
So you mean
Namancha
to,
Rupancha, yes,
you mean to say Sanya, or it's an independent, it can on its own provide Vedana?
no, it doesn't create Vedana on its own. It will give the food for the Vedana. So if you look at the four ahara, Kabalinka ahara, Hassa ahara, Mano Sanchetana ahara, and Vinyana ahara, right? The Vinyana ahara is the one which feed on to the other three. Because Namancha Rupancha, right? Now if you come to the Mano Sanchetana ahara, that is where Sankhara is. Okay. Then you come to the third one, Phassa. Phassa has what? Vedana also because of Phassa. Sañña is also because of Phassa. Sankhara is also because of Phassa. So when there is a contact, so let's say, Sachin, I have come to the VRI class and this is my first day and I'm sitting and then I've done the precept, so I'm watching the breath. The contact, Phassa, is inside the nose. Now if I'm watching that, what happens to the Phassa everywhere? It gets nullified. When it's nullified, can I feel anywhere else? No. Why? There's no perception. So the perception follows wherever there is attention, the manasikara. So if I want to have an yoniso manasikara, I should cut the perception. That is symbolization. So when I cut the symbolization and I sit for some half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever that hour, in that, what happens? The body disappears as far as the mind goes. That is, I cannot perceive the body, nor I can perceive, or I can feel the body. There's no feeling, there's no perception. And that takes me to the arupa realm. Why? Rupa is non-experienceable. Now when I come to that, I find it infinite space because the space was created by this body. Now the body not being there, what's my perception now? Space. And yesterday we both went through the Chulashunyata Sutta, right? There he says, so now you can perceive the space. What the feeling would be? Space. Then you perceive consciousness. Then what do you get? Feeling of consciousness. Then you perceive nothingness. What do you get as a feeling? Nothingness. Then you perceive neither perception nor non-perception. So what do you get as a feeling? Neither perception nor. Then you drop both of them. That is, make it totally animitta. There's no desire. Appanihita. So you get shunyata. In that shunyata, feeling, there's no perception. Or sañña vedeta nirodha. So when will I experience this? You should first establish the 8th jhana. Now what is 8th jhana? 8th jhana is a state of watching like this, the camera. I exist, but I don't exist. I exist there, but I don't exist there. I'm seeing myself there, but I'm not yet there. Yes, Harry.
I guess because in the eighth jhana, this experiencer still exists.
Yes,
So the feeling,
absolutely. The
and
experience is not there. You can't say
right.
you're not experiencing. You can't say you are experiencing.
But this very subtle feeling of experiencer still exists. Hence, the
Yes,
feeling and perception are on this experiencer.
it's a
They know.
feel level.
When I meditate, I think right word to use to go into that state is I'm curious to know what is this. As long as I'm curious to know what is this, I will be perceiving it. Even if I'm perceiving nothing, it is perception. Because I want to know what is this, it is telling me this is nothing.
Correct. Absolutely.
But if I don't want to know, there is that if I don't want to know, that means I drop the desire to perceive. That means I drop the perception.
Yes, absolutely. That's right. So now, can I watch? Can I watch like seeing this camera all the time? Whatever comes, it just comes and goes. Camera is not getting agitated. Camera is not getting worked up. Camera is not getting liking. Camera is not getting disliking. Camera is not getting sensual. Camera is not getting into rupa jhanas. Camera is not getting into arupa jhanas. Camera is not getting into mana. Mana in the sense that measurement. Camera is not getting into restlessness. If yes, then that is arhata. Who is sitting in front of it? Camera is not bothered. Whomever it sits, is showing it. Now you can't say, does camera have an emotion? No. That means say that, do you want me to become emotionless? No. The difference between camera and me, camera doesn't have ability to perceive, ability to feel. You have ability to perceive and feel. Now you can make a choice. Camera doesn't have a choice. That's the reason it's called choiceless observation. In all spiritual books, it's written that you should have choiceless observation. Don't choose. Just be. Just be the watcher. Just be the perceiver. Don't become the perceived. Don't be the feeler in the feeling. Don't be the perceiver in the perceiving. If you really understand it properly, emotions are going to be there because life is going to be there. So the Jivit Indriya has Ayu Usma Vinyana. That is Itti Indriya, Purisa Indriya, and Jivit Indriya. So when I see someone appearing here, is a Purisa Indriya. Nobody there. Just a Purisa Indriya. And scientifically, medically also, what it is? It's a male hormone. They have named it as testosterone. That's again naming, namancha rupancha. There is no testosterone if you want to find it. It's just some liquid. But for identification, again, manyana. And what he says here, manyana is the gandho, like a boil, sallo, like an arrow. There is liquid, but there is no testosterone. There is liquid, but not egestrone. It is just a name to identify. That identification is the manyana. When you have manyana, you should then have a sañña to it. You need to symbolize it. So now if I want to be a male, if I put it in a Greek way, then put some diagram and show this is male and this is female. Who taught me that? That's a way to symbolize. But isn't it giving me a reality experience? Yes. And that's the problem. It remains as a symbol or usage, then there's no problem. I can, like Buddha says in many verses, many gathas and many suttas, what he says, I use the language as a child speaking to the parent speaking to the child. I don't get involved. And in fact, there's one sutta where he says, like a small toddler coming and talking to its mother. I don't fight with the world. The world fights with me. You might feel, has something gone wrong with Buddha? Did he eat yesterday, or did something bit him? Why is he talking like that? But it's such a deep thing. He doesn't have any identity or identification for having kalaha, because he is tathagata. He is moved on to the other shore, a far shore, near shore, far shore. He is on the other shore. And from the other shore, he doesn't see anything. So he's not connected. And yet he is connected. He is not seer, but yet he is a seen. He is not the perceiver, but yet he perceives. He is not a feeler, but yet he feels. It looks like an oxymoron, but that's what Arhat is all about. And hence, how do you explain it? In the Darucharya Sutta, he says, Dite Dite Mattan, Sute Sute Mattan, Mute Mute Mattan, Vinyate Vinyate Mattam, because in the 8th jhana, you can see, you have that perception. Man, measurement. So the peg, if we were to take, is this first person. Taking the first person, I can now do the comparison of the second person. The second person. Tall, short, fair, black, brown, or whatever, fat, lean, intelligent, not intelligent, staying in this place, staying in that place. So, taking this to be a constant, dhruva. It's actually adhuva. There's no constant about it. There's no stability about it. But first person is always stable. The second person is variable. So we create in grammar first person, second person, third person. Adhivachana samphassa is that first person, second person, third person. So the patigga samphassa, considering me as a fixed one, you is a variable one, is staying in America. Compared to I, the fixed one, Sachin is staying in India. So now I can measure. America is this miles away, India is this miles away, India is like this, America is like that. Now the manyana starts. Ena hi manyanti tato tam hoti anyatha. So whatever one manyati considers, it turns otherwise. So can I watch? If I don't want any sañña, like this, what he has spoken about, 4 things there. 4 things he says. Na sañña saññi. Na visañña saññi. Nopi asaññi. Vibhuti saññi. So let's break it up. Na, not. Sañña. Experiencer, experienced. Saññi, as an experiencer. Can I be on watching this, just the watcher, nothing else, just the act of watching, not the act of measurement, not the act of comparison, not the act of symbolization, not the act of identification. Manyana. Na sañña saññi. Na visañña saññi. Visañña. That means, okay, I'll stop observing. I'll stop. I'll stop non-perceiving. No, that's not what it is. You should not have this perception here, nor saying that I don't have any perception at all. What is that? I can't understand. Manyana is one side of the two coins. One you symbolize, another one is you have a manyana, consideration. Can you be someone who doesn't symbolize and not consider? Whereas asañña is that can't feel. There is a realm called as asañña, where the mind is incapable of perceiving. It has only the feeling, but it doesn't have perception. So, nopi asaññi, na vibhuta saññi. Vibhuta saññi is that what has gone, you can't perceive at all. It's like amnesia. Now, you can remember everything like this. Or it's like the rear view mirror. The mirror knows everything that has passed by, but it's not associated with any one of those objects which are coming. I'm seeing this. I have no association with the person sitting there and talking. I have no association. Nor I can say that I don't know this person. I know this person, but I don't have any association. If I can stay like that with every object, all Dhamma, Abbe Dhamma Nalam Abhinivesaya, if I can stay like that, then I come out of sañña nidana hi papancha sankha. Papancha sañña sankha is removed. So no longer I can have this proliferation of chakuncha paticcha rupecha uppajjati chakku vinnyanam tinna sangati phasso phastapacche vedana yam vedeti tam sanjanati yam sanjanati tam vitakketi yam vitakketi tam papancheti, like that. That is Nibbana. What is Nibbana? Seeing things without a perceivable reality. That cuts the feeling. It brings you into a neutral feeling, which is adimokha. And in Sanskrit, it is moksha. So now you become a sage within. Why? Because you know what is appearing in the reflection is not true. Anything can be coming in the reflection. You can't keep on collecting them. Oh, come, I want to take it, I want to take it. And that is what is the upadana. Pancha upadana khanda is this 5 khandas which are appearing here. I can see the rupa khanda in this camera. It is in this image. 1 second, Sachin. Second one is the Vedana khanda. Third one is the Sañña khanda. Now I can have the Sankhara khanda. then the Vijnana Khanda. The Vijnana is only Nama and Rupa. So as long as Nama Rupa is there, the Vijnana is there. As soon as the Nama Rupa goes away, the Vijnana goes away. Yes, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I'm not getting. Can you explain once again the Visañña saññi and all sañña saññi?
Okay. So first let us take the first one. Na sañña saññi. Na is not. What is sañña? Experiencer and experience. Double acting. Saññi, one that experiences. It's not of the experiencer and experience, nor just the experiencer. It's a very cryptic statement, and hence I am giving this example or a simile of this camera. Na sañña saññi. Na sañña. What is sañña here? If I do like this, there also it is happening like that. If I put the hand down, the hand, there's nothing there. The moment I put something here, the same thing is happening there. Right? Am I not experiencing both? That is sañña. You're symbolizing. All the actions we are doing is symbolizing so that you don't forget. So the consciousness is recording everything in real time. Okay, I do like this, I do like this, I do like this. So whether I'm doing it unconsciously or consciously, it doesn't matter. So it is. So na sañña saññi. The observer effect, what I'm seeing here, is the neva sañña na sañña ayatana right now, but still it is beyond that. So na sañña saññi. So this image, what is getting formed, is not me. Clear? Both the experiencer and experience. Na visañña saññi. That is, I can't say there is absolutely no perception at all. Meaning that camera, that what is recording now, not the camera, whatever is there on the screen, there is perception. But that perception is not catching me. That perception, what is there on the screen, is not catching me. Yes.
So, can I say that instead of directly saying drop the saññi, is this poor way he's explaining?
What's that?
Instead of directly saying drop the saññi, the observer, he's differently saying it.
Yes, he is differently saying it. He is putting those four because of the previous question. Katam sametasya vibhuti rupam sukham dukkam chapi katam vibhuti etam me prabruhi yatha vibhuti tam janiyamati me mano ahu. Teach me this, how to let go of the form completely, without a trace. So he says, na sañña saññi, na visañña saññi, nopa saññi, na vibhuta saññi, evam sametasya vibhuti rupam sañña nidana hi papancha sañña. Oh, sorry, papancha sankha. Now the question is, how do I let go of this form? It is so enticing to me. It says that I am. How can I let go of it? Is there a possibility? Because it's appearing in the consciousness, the reflection. How can I let go of the reflection? You know what you can do? Yes, yes, sir, tell me. Don't take that reflection to be you. But it is reflecting. Yes, sir, it is reflecting. The sañña saññi, that is what you're seeing, you and that are no different. And yet they are different. How? You can't touch it. That reflection cannot be touched because it's a reflection. You are going behind the reflection is driving yourself into the mirage. So what is sañña? Manicha upamancha sañña. That's sañña, experiencer. You will never be able to find. Don't go behind it. Now vibhuti saññi. It's not that there is no experiencer and experience. It is there. But when you start running towards it, it goes far. When you go back, it follows you because it has a mirage nature. So, na sanya sanni, na visanya sanni. It's not that you don't have any perception. Nopi asanni, na vibhuti sanni. These four negations prove that the reflection and the reflector are indeed the same. 9:36. Yes, let me end for now. So again, we will take it. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I'm not there. We'll again take it on Thursday. I will be in the office and there is no connection. Anyway, so coming just 2 more minutes is that the person being perceived there is no different than the person here. But that person and this person is appearing in the consciousness. And hence there is a feeling. If you stop perceiving that person first, that person, you will get adimokha. And then this person is anyway not there because it's a magician. It is playing the double role. With that not being there, this also will not be there because this is the root of existence. And hence you drop both. Like in the Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta, he explains how to drop both. We will drop only one, maybe that reflection. That is anagami. That reflection. Clearly can see that's a reflection. Not real. Okay. All right. Good day to everyone, and we'll meet on Thursday. Bye bye.
Everyone, Charanai, everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Have a good day.
Darwin Sarnai. Bye.